Thinking about turning a hot, empty roof into a salad bar, a pollinator stop, and maybe your favorite place to drink coffee? Welcome to rudeinsect.com.
And if you're going to garden on a rooftop, the container you choose is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, sometimes literally, which is why this topic matters more than people think.
Yeah, rooftop gardening sounds romantic until you remember you're gardening in a windy, sun-blasted spot with weight limits. It's not the same as setting a pot on the back patio and hoping for the best.
Not even close. Rooftops are harsher environments, more sun exposure, more drying wind, and usually less forgiveness if you pick the wrong setup. So the best rooftop gardening containers for 2026 really come down to three things. They need to be durable, light enough for the structure, and built with proper drainage.
That weight issue is the one I wish more people would think about first, especially in older buildings. A giant, beautiful ceramic planter might look amazing for about 10 minutes, and then you remember it weighs a ton before you even add wet soil.
I'm going to defend ceramic just a little bit because it is gorgeous.
Of course you are.
I am, but only a little. It's durable in many situations, but on rooftops, it's often too heavy, and if you get freezing weather, cracking can be a real problem. So for most people, plastic or fiberglass makes more sense. Plastic is lightweight and often UV resistant, which helps on sunny roofs. Fiberglass is sort of the sweet spot if your budget allows it. It's lighter than ceramic, more durable than a lot of cheap plastic, and it looks cleaner and more modern.
I'm with you on fiberglass. Metal gets suggested a lot too, because people like that sleek, urban look, but I'm cautious with it.
Same. Metal can work, but in full sun, it heats up fast. That can cook roots, especially in shallow containers. If someone insists on metal, I'd tell them to line it properly and be very intentional about what they plant in it.
Speaking of planting, container depth really matters. Herbs are one thing. Tomatoes are another story.
Exactly. Shallow-rooted plants like basil, thyme, and many lettuces can do well in smaller containers. But if you want tomatoes, peppers, or anything with deeper roots, you need more soil volume and more depth. That extra soil doesn't just support roots either. It helps hold moisture, which is a big deal on rooftops where containers dry out fast.
That's the part people underestimate. Rooftop gardens are thirsty. Wind and sun can dry a container way faster than a ground-level bed.
Which is why drainage and water retention have to be balanced. You absolutely need drainage holes so roots don't sit in water and rot. But you also want a potting mix that holds moisture well enough that you're not watering 3 times a day in July. And if you can group containers together, that can reduce drying a bit and make watering more efficient.
I had a rooftop set up years ago with lightweight plastic containers, and I thought I'd outsmarted the whole system. Then, one windy afternoon, I realized lightweight also means tries to migrate into the neighbor's zip code.
See, that's where I playfully disagree with your love of ultralight containers. Light is good for the roof load, but the container still needs stability. Wider bases, heavier soil once filled, and smart placement near windbreaks make a huge difference. You want light enough for the structure, not flimsy enough to tumble.
Fair correction. Rooftop gardening is basically a negotiation between engineering and tomatoes.
And it's worth it. Rooftop gardens don't just give you food and flowers. They can help cool buildings too. One University of Michigan study found rooftop gardens may reduce energy costs by as much as 20% because of the insulation effect. That's not a tiny side benefit.
Plus, there's the bigger city impact. More green space can help reduce urban heat, improve air quality, and give pollinators a place to land in the middle of all that concrete.
That's why planning matters. Check how much sun the roof gets. Know your building's structural limits. Match container size to the crops. And choose materials that can handle weather without punishing you on weight. If someone's just starting, I'd say begin with a few fiberglass or quality plastic containers, grow herbs and greens first, and learn how your rooftop behaves through the season.
Start small, observe the wind, watch the watering, and don't build a rooftop jungle on day one.
Tempting, though.
Very tempting.
Thank you for listening to this edition of rudeinsect.com, Conversations with Grant and Fiona.